So in the last class, we were dealing with advanced SHM. We'll continue from where we have stopped. We're done till problem number 19. Today we'll continue to 20. A simple pendulum with solid metal bob has period T. Metal bob is now immersed in a liquid of density 1/10 that of the bob. Liquid is non-viscous. Now the period of simple pendulum with its bob remaining all the time in the liquid will be. So what happens to time period when it is inside a non-viscous liquid whose density is 1/10 of the density of the bob? So if I take net force on that bob, that will be mg minus buoyant force, that will be equal to mg into 1 minus density of liquid by density of bob. So effective value of G, so I call it as G effective, should be equal to G into 1 minus rho L by rho B is given 1/10. So that will be 9/10 G. So we know that time period of simple pendulum is 2 pi root of L by G. It is inversely proportional to G. So T dash by T is equal to root of G by G dash. So that should be equal to root of G divided by 9/10 G. So G get cancelled. This is root of 10/9. So T dash equals root of 10/9 into T. That is option C. Yes, hope you have taken this. We shall move on to next. A particle moves in a circular path with uniform speed. Its motion is periodic, oscillatory, simple harmonic, angular simple harmonic. See, it is moving in a circular path with uniform speed, so it is uniform circular motion. See, this motion repeats after a definite interval of time, so it is periodic, but it is not at all oscillatory because the motion is not to and fro motion. So it must be just a periodic motion because it returns to starting point after a fixed time, but it is not to and fro motion. Particle will not trace the same path in opposite direction. So it must be only periodic motion. That is option A. Yes. We shall move on to next. Force acting in simple harmonic motion is always directly proportional to displacement, inversely proportional to displacement, directly proportional to square of displacement, inversely proportional to square of displacement. See, simple harmonic force is given by F is equal to minus Kx. So force should be proportional to negative of the displacement from the mean position. So negative of displacement means force is opposite to displacement here. Force is always opposite to displacement. So it must be option A, directly proportional to displacement. So this is definition of simple harmonic motion. Acceleration is proportional to negative of displacement. This is definition of simple harmonic motion. Yes, hope you have taken this. Shall move on to next. A simple harmonic motion is represented by y of t equals 10 sine of 20t plus 0.5, then frequency is. See, simple equation. Standard form is y equals a sine of omega t plus 5. So at the place of omega, that is coefficient of t is 20. So omega is equal to 20. Omega is, it is 2 pi f, that is 20. So f should be equal to 20 by 2 pi hertz. So option is A. Yes. Hope you have taken this. Shall move on to next. The displacement of a particle is given by r equals a into I cos omega t plus j sin omega t. Then motion of the particle is simple harmonic on a straight line on a circle with constant acceleration. See, r is given, just multiply this inside, a cos omega t into I cap plus a sin omega t into j cap. So a cos omega t into I cap will be making the particle oscillate in x direction. A sin omega t into j cap makes it vibrating y axis. So this is superposition of two simple harmonic motions. So what happens? In general, it will trace ellipse. So this amplitude is A, this is also A. So both the amplitudes are equal. That's why it will trace a circle. In general, it will be ellipse. But now, since both amplitudes are equal, this is also A, this is also A, it will be circle. Otherwise, if this is B, then this length will be B. So it will trace a circle. So this is superposition of two simple harmonic motions. Hope you have taken this. Shall move on to next. Which of the following is a non-periodic motion represented by the equation a sin omega t plus 5, a cos omega t plus 5, e to the power minus 2 omega t, all of these. See, these are repetitive motions. This is not. So e to the power minus 2 omega t should be non-periodic. So it simply decreases with time. Yes. Shall move on to next. The function sin square omega t represents periodic, not simple harmonic motion with period pi by omega, periodic, not simple harmonic motion with period 2 pi by omega, simple harmonic motion with period pi by omega, simple harmonic motion with period 2 pi by omega. See, sin square omega t can be written as 1 minus cos 2 omega t divided by 2. So this will be half minus half cos 2 omega t. Clearly, it is a simple harmonic motion. So what will be time period? So here omega is 2 omega. So time period 2 pi by t should be equal to 2 omega. So t is equal to 2 pi by 2 omega. Let me call this as omega dash. So it will be pi by omega. So it must be option C. So it's a periodic motion and simple harmonic motion with a period pi by omega. Cos 2 omega t by 2 is a periodic function. Yes, hope you have taken this. Shall move on to next. Necessary condition for the bob of a pendulum to execute SHM is length of pendulum should be small, mass of bob should be small, amplitude of oscillation should be small, velocity of bob should be small. So this is a memory based question. Amplitude should be small. Amplitude should be small. So during the derivation for time period of simple pendulum, we'll make the assumption that sine theta is approximately equal to theta. This is valid only when theta is small. So this approximation is valid only when theta is small. Yes. A simple pendulum is made of a body which a hollow sphere is containing mercury suspended by means of wire. Little mercury is drained off, then period of pendulum will remain unchanged, increase, decrease, become erratic. See here, length of the pendulum is distance from point of suspension to the center of mass of the bob. So time period is given by 2 pi root of L by G. L is the length. Now, when the pendulum bob is hollow sphere filled with mercury, then center of mass of the pendulum bob will be here. Now, if little mercury is drained off, let us say this is the level of mercury, then new center of mass comes down. So original length was this much. Now this much additional length has to be taken into consideration. So what happens? L increases when little mercury is drained off, then L increases. So which implies T also increases. Notice one thing, simple pendulum time period doesn't depend on mass of the bob, but it depends on position of center of mass of the bob. Right? Depends on position of center of mass of the bob. So when little mercury is drained off, center of mass of the bob shifts downwards. Yes. Hope you have taken this. Shall move on to next. So question number 29, assertion reason type question. Amplitude of oscillating pendulum decreases gradually with time. This is the assertion. Reason is frequency of pendulum decreases with time. So assertion is correct. Reason is correct. Reason is a correct explanation of assertion. Assertion is correct. Reason is correct. Reason is not correct explanation of assertion. Assertion is correct. Reason is incorrect. Assertion is incorrect. Reason is correct. See, this statement is correct. Gradually, amplitude of oscillating pendulum decreases with time. But this statement is wrong. Frequency of pendulum will not decrease with time. Only amplitude decreases. As long as the length is constant, frequency doesn't change. So the correct answer is assertion is correct. Reason is incorrect. That is option C. Yes. Hope you have taken this. Next one. A body is executing simple harmonic motion. When its displacement from mean position are 4 centimeter and 5 centimeter, it has velocities 10 meter per second, 10 centimeter per second, and 8 centimeter per second respectively. Then its period is pi by 2 seconds, 5 seconds, 3 pi seconds, 2 pi seconds. Note on this. At displacement 4 centimeter and 5 centimeter, velocities are 10 and 8. Yes. We know that velocity v is given by omega into root of a square minus y square. So v square is equal to omega square into a square minus y square. So at 4 centimeter it is 10. So 10 square is equal to omega square into a square minus 4 square. And at 5 centimeter it is 8. 8 square is equal to omega square into a square minus 5 square. So subtract the two equations. 10 square minus 8 square is equal to omega square is common. So omega square a square get cancelled. It will be 5 square minus 4 square. Correct? Omega square a square minus omega square 4 square minus omega square a square plus omega square 5 square. So you will get this. Now 10 square is 100. 100 minus 64 will be 36. That is equal to omega square into 5 square minus 4 square is 9. So we get omega square is equal to 3. It will be 4. Omega is equal to 2. So 2 pi by t is equal to 2. So t is equal to pi seconds. That is option B. Yes. Now we have taken this. Shall move on to next. A particle at the end of the spring executes SHM with a period T1 while corresponding to period for another spring, it is T2. If the period of oscillation with the two springs in series is T, then T to the power minus 1 equals T1 to the power minus 1 plus T2 to the power minus 1. T to the power minus 2 equals T1 square plus T2 square. T equals T1 plus T2. T to the power minus 1 equals T1 to the power minus 2 plus T2 to the power minus 2. This one should be plus. This is also plus. This is also plus. Okay, make a correction there. So left hand side powers are always positive. There is no negative term there. Note on this, we shall take it to next slide to solve it. Yes. Shall take it to next slide. See, T1 is 2 pi root of m by k1. This is for the first spring, where m is mass of the particle attached. T2 is time period when mass is attached to second spring, k2. So, when springs are in series, K effective equals K1 K2 divided by K1 plus K2. Therefore, T equals 2 pi root of m into K1 plus K2 divided by K1 K2. See, this we can write it as split the fraction m K1 divided by K1 K2 plus m K2 divided by K1 K2. So further, this can be written as 2 pi root of m by K2 plus m by K1. Correct? See, m by K1 can be written as T1 by 2 pi whole square plus this will be t2 by 2 pi whole square. Now square on both sides, t square is equal to 2 pi square into t1 square by 2 pi whole square plus t2 square by 2 pi whole square, correct? So 2 pi square, if you multiply inside, get cancelled, you will get t square equals t1 square plus t2 square. That should be option B. Yes, hope you have taken this. Shall move on to next. A particle is executing SHM along a straight line. Its velocities at a distance x1 and x2 from mean positions are v1 and v2 respectively. Its time period is. Yes, shall take it to next slide. So given that particle has velocities v1 and v2 at positions x1 and x2, so we know that v is omega into root of a square minus x square. So v1 square is omega square into a square minus x1 square. Similarly, v2 square is omega square into a square minus h2 square. Now we need expression for time period. So don't divide these two. If you divide these two, omega get cancelled. We will not have. We cannot calculate time period in that case. So we'll subtract these two. So before that, what I'll do, I'll write it as v1 square by omega square equals a square minus x1 square. This is v2 square by omega square equals a square minus x2 square. Subtract these two. v1 square by omega square minus v2 square by omega square equals, so a square get cancelled. You will get x2 square minus x1 square. So v1 square minus v2 square by omega square equals x2 square minus x1 square. We get omega square is v1 square minus v2 square divided by x2 square minus x1 square. So omega will be equal to root of v1 square minus v2 square divided by x2 square minus x1 square. So omega is 2 pi by t, that is root of v1 square minus v2 square divided by x2 square minus x1 square. So t equals 2 pi into root of x2 square minus x1 square divided by v1 square minus v2 square. So that is option E. Note down this. Yes, hope you have taken this. Shall move on to next. If the differential equation for simple harmonic motion is d square y by dt square, plus 2y is equal to 0, time period of motion is, see, d square y by dt square. This is nothing but acceleration. If I send 2y to other side, it will be minus 2y. So compare this with standard equation of SHM. A is equal to minus omega square y. Comparing the two, omega square is 2. So omega will be root 2. Omega is 2 pi by t. That is equal to root 2, which implies t is equal to root 2 into pi. That is option A. Yes. Hope you have taken this. Shall move on to next. When displacement of particle executing simple harmonic motion is half of its amplitude, ratio of its kinetic energy to potential energy is. Potential energy of harmonic oscillator is half m omega square x square. Kinetic energy is half m omega square into a square minus x square. Divide the two, u by k equals x square divided by a square minus x square. So put x is equal to a by 2. They have given half of its amplitude. So this will be a square by 4 divided by a square minus a square by 4. So x is equal to a by 2. Now this will be a square by 4 divided by 3a square by 4. That will be 1 by 3. That is option A. Yes. Hope you have taken this. Shall move on to next. A block connected to a spring oscillates vertically. A damping force Fd acts on a block by the surrounding medium. So damping force is given by minus B into V, is a positive constant which depends on viscosity of medium, size of the block, so this is a conceptual question. So damping force is minus BV. So B is a positive constant. It is damping coefficient. So it depends on viscosity, shape, as well as size of the block. So viscous force, see, it is velocity dependent force. That means it is viscous force. See, your Stokes law says viscous force is 6 pi eta R into V. This is viscous force from your Stokes law. So this is for spherical object. This is for spherical object. R is radius of the spherical object. So that means this viscous force is velocity dependent. So it depends, of course, on viscosity of the medium, size of the block, as well as shape of the block. So answer should be all these. Yes. Hope you have taken this. Shall move on to next. Amplitude of damped oscillator becomes 1/3 in 2 seconds. Its amplitude after 6 seconds is 1 by n times original amplitude. Then value of n is 3 square, 3 cube, cube root of 3, 2 cube. Now do this, we shall take it to next slide for solving it. Yes, shall take it to next slide. See, amplitude of damped oscillator varies with time given by A equals A naught e to the power minus bt by 2m. So a0 is original amplitude. When t is equal to 2 seconds, given a is equal to a0 by 3. So a0 by 3 equals a0 into e to the power minus b into 2 divided by 2m, that will become b by m. So e to the power minus b by m equals a0 get cancelled, 1 by 3. Call it as equation 1. Now when t is equal to 6 seconds, a is equal to a0 by n. So a0 by n equals a0 into e to the power minus 6b by 2m. So 1 by n is equal to e to the power minus 3b by m. So 1 by n is equal to e to the power minus b by m whole cube. That should be, from equation 1, e to the power minus b by m is what? 1 by 3 whole cube. So 1 by n is equal to 1 by 3 cube. So n should be equal to 3 cube. This should be the answer. That is option B. Yes. Hope you have taken this. Yes. Shall we move on to next? Two oscillating simple pendulums with time periods t and 5t by 4 are in phase at a given time. They are again in phase after an elapse of time 4t, 3t, 6t, 5t. So initially it is given they are at phase. Again, they must be in phase. So after how much time they'll be again in phase. Time period of oscillation of second one is greater than that of first one. So let us say they'll come to phase after time t. So in time t, this makes, let us say, n oscillation, then this will make n plus 1. See, by guesswork only you can make out. When second one makes 4 oscillations, time elapsed is 5t. At the same time, first one will make 5 oscillations. Correct? So n plus 1 into t should be equal to n into 5t by 4. So what you get? 4n plus 4 is equal to 5n. So you'll get n is equal to 4. So time elapsed is 4 plus 1 into t. That should be 5t. That is option D. Yes. Hope you have taken this. Shall move on to next. A pendulum of time period 2 seconds on Earth is taken to another planet whose mass and diameter are twice that of Earth. Then its time period on that planet is 1 by 2, 1 by 2 root 2, 1 by 2, 2 root 2, 1 by root 2, 2. Time period of pendulum is 2 pi root of L by G. Here when you take it to different planet, it is G which is going to change. So G on Earth is G ME by RE square. G on the planet will be G MP by RP square. So it is given that mass and diameter of the planet are twice that of Earth. So this will become G into 2M 2 times ME. Radius is, diameter is twice means radius is also twice. So it will be 2 RE whole square. That will be 2 GME divided by 4 RE square. That will be GE by 2. So time period on planet divided by time period on Earth will be equal to root of GE by GP. That will be root of GE by GP is 2. So time period on planet should be 2 times root 2 times time period on Earth. That will be 2 root 2 second. Time period on Earth is given 2 seconds. So it will be 2 root 2 seconds. Yes, hope you have taken this. Shall move on to next. A pendulum with time period of 1 second is losing energy due to damping. At certain time, its energy is 45 joule. If after completing 15 oscillations, its energy has become 15 joules, its damping constant is in per second, half 1 by 30 to 1 by 15, ln 3 it is. It is ln 3, 1 by 13, 1 by 15, ln 3. See, at certain time, its energy is 45. Later, it becomes 15 joule. The time taken is 15 oscillations of 1 second each. So time elapsed is 15 seconds. So we know that E is equal to E naught into e to the power minus bt by m. So E naught is 45, E is 15 joules. That should be equal to e to the power minus b. T is 15 seconds, 15 oscillations. Time taken is 15 seconds. So b into 15 divided by m. So I'll get 1 by 3 is equal to e to the power minus 15b by m. We need to find b. So e to the power 15b by m equals 3, taking reciprocals. So 15b by m is equal to ln 3. Now b by m is 1 by 15 ln 3. See, bt by m should be dimensionless, which implies b by m should have dimensions of 1 by t. Correct? This should be dimensionless. So damping constant, what they are asking is in per second, so it should be V by M only, that is 1 by 15 ln 3. That is option D. Yes, hope you have taken this. Shall move on to next. A cylindrical block of wood of base area 30 centimeter square and height 54 centimeter floats in a liquid of density 900 kg per meter cube. Block is depressed lightly and then released. Time period of resulting oscillations of the block would be equal to that of simple pendulum of length nearly 52 centimeters, 65 centimeter, 39 centimeter, 26 centimeter. So first you need to find time period of oscillation of a block. Yes, hope you have taken this. See, initially, when it is floating, weight should be balanced by upthrust. So this mg is let us say rho is the density of the solid, rho Vg, that should be equal to, or I'll write it as volume, I'll write it as density into area into length into G. That should be equal to weight of the water or liquid displaced sigma A into, let us say, height immersed is H, height inside the liquid is H into G. This is the original situation, right? Now when it is pressed, then what happens? There will be acceleration. So ma should be equal to mg minus additional force. So that will be sigma a h. Yes, I'll substitute for mg. So this will be rho a l g minus sigma a h g. Now let us say additional amount y is inside, so it will be h plus y into g. See, originally immersed portion, see, this is the level of liquid, this was h. Now when you press it, it will be even more. So this will be h plus y, right? This is h plus y. Now ma is equal to rho a lg minus sigma a hg minus sigma a yg. So rho a lg should be equal to sigma a hd according to equation 1. So ma equals minus sigma a yg, right? So this is restoring force. So comparing these two, k is equal to what? Rho sigma a g. So time period should be 2 pi root of m by k. So at the place of k, substitute this. Sigma ag by k. Right? Now substitute for it. Sigma is density of liquid. How much it is? 900. Area of cross section is 30 centimeter square. 30 into 10 power minus 4. Yes, it is m by k. So this should be m. This should be sigma ag. Yes, substitute for this. So for mass, you can substitute by density into volume, right? So do the calculation, right? Substitute and calculate time period of simple pendulum, length of simple pendulum corresponding to this. Equate this to time period of simple pendulum 2 pi root of L by G and calculate L, right? Yes. Now done homework. Homework is question number 21 to 40. And for this answer, you will get it to be 39 centimeter. That is option C. Just substitute and calculate. Calculate the corresponding length of pendulum. Yes, note on this. So we shall stop here. We'll continue in the next class. So this is last question in advanced simple harmonic motion. Thank you.